to the Los Angeles Rams yesterday, 19-9, and not very bueno. Good first half, bad second half. Strange game. Both teams ate up the clock with long drives and so forth and so on. But now that the game is over, we need to check out how our players graded out. Who did well, who did not, and so forth and so on. And for that, we use the PFF grades, Pro Football Focus. Um, and again, these grades are not the Bible, but we use them, we look at them, we take a look and decide, who to look at on film and stuff like that. And also because these grades are used by broadcasters and fans and talking heads, we should at least be conversant in them and figure out what's going on, at least according to the PFF stat nerds. All right, so that being said, let's take a look on the old internet over uh, here. If we could, thank you very much. Okay, let's get rid of some of this garbaggio over here. We don't need this. We don't need this. All right. Um, are the offensive grades. Numero uno, Joey Tips comes in. Oops, we got to move this around. Um, oh my, look at figuring out how to maneuver. Okay, number one over here. So you can see you got an 84.2 grade, 81.4 on the pass blocking, and then AVT, and then Devontae, then Morgan Moses, John Simpson, and Olu. So our top rated um, offensive players, the offensive line is doing work here. Conklin did okay. Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. Then at the bottom, Aaron Rodgers, not the greatest game. Start out okay. Kenny Yeboah, no bueno. Alan Lazard, no bueno. And so forth and so on. So, yeah, the good news offensive line is playing well. Let's take a look at the defense. DJ Reed came back and played well, as you can see here. And then everyone else played average or below average. You know, Watts, Surratt, Hector, okay, Will McDonald. Yeah, they're playing slightly better than average, but not a lot of snaps here. Uh, and as we make our way down, what we see here, one of the reasons the defense needs a complete overhaul, Clemens got to be out of here. Solomon Thomas got to be out of here. Hassan Reddick's got to be out of here. Now, these young guys can stick around. Maybe they'll be okay. Leonard Taylor's proving that maybe he could stick around at a position of need. He's been playing, average. Wish he would get more snaps, but, you know, Kinlaw had an okay game. A guy like Javon Kinlaw, if you want to sign him to a $2 million deal, you know, and make him a backup and don't have lower expectations for him, it's because we're going to need some depth. Taylor's going to stick. Now, Quinnen didn't play in this game, so we'll have Quinnen, of course, and JJ will come back, and we'll still have Spinny McWinney up here. Will McDonald, he'll be here. Watts can stick around, see if he can stick, but we're going to need some reconfiguring of this whole defense. Should shine Sherwood for one thing. All right, so that's the defense. How about the passing grades for all AR? Because in the box score, it looks pretty decent. If you think about it, 66.7%, 256 yards, a touchdown, no interception. That looks pretty decent. But he had that terrible fumble, one big time throw, one turnover worthy play. Did have some drops, of course. We'll talk about that. 2.84 time to throw, not too bad. All right, what about the pass blocking? Well, if we look at the efficiency grades, which is the true test of pass blocking, Max Mitchell did a good job. All right, nice job, Max. Joey Tips, 100%. So that's what you like to see out of your center here. Nice job, Joey. Morgan Moses, 98.9, toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. Morgan Moses. has 10,000 injuries, still comes out and plays. AVT hanging in there, 98.9, nice. And then you got Olu and Johnny Simps. 96.9 is not as high as you'd like, but it's close to 97, which is average for the efficiency grades. Below 97 is like below average. 98 is good. Anything ahead above 98 is really good, um, so to speak. So a good job by this offensive line again in terms of pass blocking. Uh, Coverage grades. Sauce Gardner, he got injured in this game, but was back to his old decent coverage ways. Brandon Eccles came in, did a nice job. DJ Reed a little bit less good, and so on. These people down here are probably going to need to be replaced. Now, let's look at something else. Let's look at something else. Here's something we need to look at. So, we saw somebody drop some passes in the game, and I wanted to do a comparison. His name is Alan Lazard, the Lizard King. Apparently, he can't do anything. He's second in the league with the second highest drop rate in the entire league. And yet we keep giving him snaps, and we can't get Malachi Corley onto the field because of this man. Why? I don't know. Nobody taught Malachi how to catch a punt, apparently. They asked Ulbrich about it this morning. He said, well, if he's going to be wide receiver four, he's got to play special teams. Yeah, who's responsible for teaching the kid how to play special teams? It's your stupid coaches, Ulbrich. You fucking idiot. But he can't catch a punt? You can't teach Malachi Corley to catch a punt. Come on. Or return a kick? Give me a break. But anyway, we got this guy that we signed for $11 million, and he can't figure out how to catch a pass. One out of every four passes coming his way is going right on the ground because he can't handle it. He doesn't know how to catch. I mean, his whole job is catching, but he doesn't figure out how to catch. Hey, what are you going to do? I got my 11 mil. I'm going to the bank. Screw this. Catching the ball's hard. I'm not going to play around with this. I got my 11 mil. I'm going to the bank, baby. I'm the Lizard King. You ain't going to see me after this season. I'm going to the Bahamas or something. Yeah, second in the entire league, and he has to play. 19.5% drop percentage. That's bad. Now you might say, well, wait a minute, Dontavian Wicks, he's a good receiver for Green Bay. Yeah, well, they got about 17 of them on their team, it seems like. Every time you look at them, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, this one and that one, they got all kinds of people. I guess they can withstand Mr. Wicks dropping the ball a little bit more. But, what about Amari Cooper? Isn't he a good receiver? I guess. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Amari Cooper. Now, this guy's always been a drop. There's another Green Bay, Jaden Reed. I don't know what's going on in Green Bay. I don't know, but they win ball games, so you can't question it. Polk and Boot Day over in New England, not helping out their young quarterback. Same thing with old XL over here. So I don't know what to tell you. You could look at this list and you would think it'd be a list of all the bad wide receivers in the league, like this one and 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 this one. But Wicks does some good things, and Jaden Reed does some good things, and you know, Jalen McMillan for the Tampa Bay Bucks, he does some good things. I don't know what to tell you, but I do know that we can't afford with our team a guy with a 20% drop rate. You might say, well, I mean, come on, there's some good receivers on here. You can't blame the guy. Here's George Pickens. Here's Romeo Dobbs. Green Bay's got three guys on here. What's going on here? Sutton, he makes all sorts of acrobatic catches. Why is he on here? Devontae Adams, 10%. Why is he on here? Well, I don't know. But a guy who's not on here, his name is Garrett Wilson. Okay, you don't see his frickin' name. How about we throw him the ball a little bit more? How about that idea? You don't see Garrett's name on here, do you? No. But we got to keep this guy on the field. Meanwhile, we got a young guy. We're not in contention for anything this year except for a better draft pick. We got a young guy we need to develop, and instead, I got to see Alan the human drop Lazard. Alan Butterhands Lazard, the slimy lizard king. Maybe he's got lizard hands. I got to see him on the field for 50 fucking snaps. I can't get Malachi on the field for 10 snaps, 5 snaps. He can't do anything. He can't be taught how to do kick returns. He can't be taught how to return punts. He can't be taught how to cover kicks on a kick return team to get onto the special teams so that he can then become a wide receiver 4 or 5 or something. He can't be taught these things. He just cannot be taught. We cannot coach the kid. Impossible. He refuses to learn. Meanwhile, everything you read about him from his goddamn high school time to all through college, all the kid does is work. We get reports from people in Kentucky saying this kid, Corley, every night would be on the football field long after everyone's gone. They got a one light football field over there, wherever the hell small town he's from. And he's on that football field every single night working on something. This is the type of kid he is. But we get him, and we can't coach him up. There's no way. He's not maturing. He's an immature bastard, they say. No, they didn't call him a bastard, but he's not mature enough. No, he's not a hard worker. We can't teach him. He's not perfect. How can we teach a guy if he's not perfect? How are we supposed to coach someone who's imperfect? That's exactly who you're supposed to coach. God damn it. We get these coaches who think that their job is to coach perfect people. Your job as a coach is to coach the people who need help with something. That's the whole job. It's like being a teacher. You don't just teach someone who's a genius. You got to teach all the kids. The ones who are struggling, you got to teach them the most. And it's the same thing with coaching. You don't just have a bunch of elite people and say you're a coach. You're not. You're a cheerleader then. If you all have elite people and you're on the sideline doing, high-fiving people, you're just a cheerleader then. You're not a coach. The best coaches find people who have ability. Clearly he does. We traded up to get him. We were excited to get him. No matter what, Malachi Corley, we had to have him. He clearly has some abilities. He can do something. And we get him and say, oh, he's not perfect. You can't get him on the field. We can't coach him up. Sorry. We tried. We coached him for 5 minutes, and we realized he's not going to be elite, so he's a piece of garbage. No. No. I'm sorry. That's the guy you coach. The one who has ability but is struggling with someone, that's the guy you wake up every day and you're excited to go to work and coach him up and get him better. Make him useful to the team. Get him to a place where he can do something to help the team win. That's called coaching, and that's who we need in the next crop of coaches that we get in here. And that's the way it is from Frankie from Flatbush headquarters. Until next time, stay frosty.
Hi guys, it's Leslie. Frankie asked me to see if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? Wait, but why not? Frankie's gonna be mad with me if you don't subscribe. Please? Pretty please? Pretty please? Thank you, sweeties.